Coastal Championship Wrestling here in South Florida at the Coral Springs Charter School Gym. Big crowd tonight. One of the reasons such a big crowd here for a summer show, the Warlord! Part of the legendary Powers of Pain with the Barbarian. So, Warlord, we'll get to the basics first. How did you get your start in pro wrestling?
Actually working at a gym in Minnesota called The Gym in Plymouth, Minnesota. And I know everybody knows Animal the Road Warriors. He came up to me and said, "Brother, you're a big boy, man. You should be in professional wrestling." And I said, "Well," he said, "we're getting hooked up."
Did you play any sports growing up?
Yeah, I did. Actually, the funny thing is, as I was talking on a podcast last night, I actually played soccer from 9th through 11th grade. I was a starter on a high school team in Minnesota that we were the state champions, and then my coaches quit, and the football coach talked me coming to football when I senior that year, and I was lucky to be a good enough athlete. I got scholarship for football, and I went to University of Northern Iowa.
That's something, because you don't see too many soccer players. Were you that big, tall-wise and big as a high school athlete?
I was tall, probably about 180 pounds.
Did you have aspirations of playing professional soccer at a younger age when you got older, or that wasn't?
No, actually, no, it wasn't. It was actually, we had the Minnesota Kicks, and we actually played their stadium. Our team was so good, they let us play at halftime, and we played for the Minnesota Kicks at halftime at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota.
How did you get your name, the Warlord?
That's another good one. Animal of the Road Warriors. We sat down one day and said, "Brother, we got to come up with," Joey puts his neck back, He said, "We got to go ahead, we got to come up with a name for you." So I said, okay, we sat down, blah, blah, blah. I said, "You know what, Warriors?" I said, "Warlord." And I said, "That's cool, man." And he said, "There you go, Warlord." That's how it became Warlord.
Did the face paint come also because of the Road Warriors and them having some face paint, or was that something different?
No, actually, if you look at me in the NWA, I never wear face paint in the NWA. When I got to WF, because Road Warriors are in NWA, Vince wanted us to wear the face paint. I didn't have a clue how to do the face paint. So Barb started just doing outline dueling, and we just came up with this right here. That's the design we came up with.
What was it like working with the Barbarian?
Oh, Barb's great. Barb's one of the best big men I know. He got a guy that, when we were there, 315 pounds, that not only could move like a gazelle, he could come off the top. I could set a guy on the other side of the ring with my power slam, and he could come across the entire ring and headbutt the guy on the other side of the ring, and he could throw his foot above his head. That's incredible.
How about working with Mr. Fuji?
Oh, Fuji was great. Fuji was probably one of the most intelligent men. He had so much knowledge of the business, and he really helped mold me into being a really good big man. He taught me a lot on how to do that.
Did he rib you?
No. No, Fuji had a lot of respect for us. He only ribbed people that deserved it or didn't deserve his respect. Then he did, and if he did, I would not want to be on his bad side. You got hell to pay, man.
Every once in a while, you're reuniting with Barbarian at different events?
Yeah, we just did a show not too long ago. We got another show come up in August up in Orlando. Then I got to go up to Canada, and then we got another one in Canada in September. So yeah, we do quite a few shows.
Tag teaming, what is it like again, tag teaming with them? And the crowds like tonight reacted great, tremendously for you. What's it like when you two guys are still going around wrestling and the reactions?
People love it. We come out, listen, we're older now, but we can still do so many things out there. We're lucky enough to still be able to move the way we can and be strong as we are. Not as strong as maybe we were, but we're strong enough that we can do a lot of strongman things here, which people appreciate, because a lot of that's not in the business anymore.
What'd you think of your work with him as a tag team? And do you feel like at the time you were getting respect, but do you think like as the years went on with social media and things like that, that you guys are even getting more respect?
Oh yeah, social media's helped a lot. We're legends now, and the legend thing has really helped us a lot. That's because people love seeing. They're just glad to see that you're alive, that you still look good, and you can perform in the ring. Barb and me are the last tag team. Look at the old WWF. We are the last tag team of that generation that still works. We're it.
When you first tagged with him, did you even fathom how successful this could be?
Not really. I was a young kid at the time yet. I knew we were going to go somewhere because of just the way we looked at it. We went together so well. Tag teams in that time went together so well. They're not like today where they're just put together. These tags, if you look at the tags of WWF and NWA back then, they went together hand in hand, and they worked together hand in hand.
Living in South Florida, you've been living in South Florida for a while. What do you like about South Florida?
South Florida's nice. It's a little hot for me. I'm a big guy. I don't like the heat too much. But there's a lot of opportunity down here. And you know, I'm not wrestling. I'm a busy person every single night, so there's a lot of good opportunity.
Diet and exercise for you.
Oh God, I listen to my body now. Being older, you know, as young, I could do whatever, and it didn't matter. Now I gotta listen to my body. When it gets tired, I gotta back off. When I feel good, I can push it more. And then of course I got my wife here. And she goes and she keeps me on a certain diet all the time between fish, chicken, and some lean meat. And it really, with asparagus, you know, broccoli. She keeps me on a great diet, so it keeps me very healthy all the time.
And did you ever think about going into acting or stunt work or anything like that?
Thought about it, just don't know a good agent. Anybody know a good agent? You got a good agent, let me know, man, 'cause I would love to do something. I can still do it.
And lastly, I'll ask you about Mick Foley. Mick is here. Big show tonight. What is it like seeing Mick? And do you have anything to share about Mick Foley?
You know, Mick came in after I did. I never really got to be around him. Mick is a special person. The things he did, he didn't have a body. He didn't really even have so much even a look at the time as, but so what he understood is he had to go over the top to get over. And the things he did are nuts, incredible. I mean, coming off going through, you know, barbed wire, everything else, this and that, coming off the top of that cage in Madison Square Garden, going through a table. I mean, the things he did to get over was just amazing. And you know, and he got his persona down so good. Like I said, what can you say? He's a Hall of Famer, Mick Foley.
And Warlord, who were some of your favorites?
Growing up, of course, Animal, Hawk. Best tag team of all time. I don't care. I'll never argue. Our tag team was great. They were the best. They changed tag team wrestling. Changed it. Hulk Hogan. I mean, you got a big man that no one ever seen a 300-pound man sell and crawl on his knees. Who would ever seen a 300-pound man crawl on his knees and get mercy from the people at 300 pounds and get over the way he did? I mean, it was amazing. I mean, you know, when I was in college playing football, as I was saying last night on a podcast, I was watching WWE when it first came out on cable TV. And when it came out, I looked and I said, God, that is amazing. Look at the glitz and glamour of it. It's like bigger than life. I mean, I'd seen AWA wrestling in Minnesota growing up with Vern Gagnon, but it was nothing like WWF when they came out. I mean, just amazing. And I was saying to all my football team, I said, you know what, someday I'd like to do that. And they said, I said, listen, someday I would really love to do that. Eventually down the road, when I came back and I went to Cedar Rapids, Iowa my first time, most of the team all came to my show. And I brought them behind the scenes and that stuff, you know, and it was an honor.
That's a cool moment when you get your friends, family, or anyone like that to come back and all. We're going to wrap this up, but I wanted to ask you too about CCW. But before I do that, I do want to ask about the pro football. Did you then, because you started football late then, did you have pro football aspirations with someone your size? And just what happened in that road?
I did, but you know, it was, I didn't have enough years in the football and that stuff, you know. It was a little bit different back then. And it's probably best because they weren't big money back then either in football at that time. You know, it's kind of like wrestling. Wrestling, the money wasn't huge back then. Only a couple people make big money. Now, God, I wish I was in it now. I'd be retired. You know, the money they're making now. At my size, I'd be retired. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, we opened the roads. We opened up everything for professional wrestling down the road. We made it what it is today.
And working for CCW, because you've worked for CCW, and you're back here tonight, and the crowd was unbelievable. Really loved seeing you back. What do you think about CCW?
CCW is a great organization. They revamped a whole bunch of things and that stuff, and they got some great people in there and that stuff. They got a lot of good people behind the scenes and that stuff. They know what they're doing, and they bring in good people. They're bringing in quality people, and they put on a great show tonight, and the people loved it. It's all about entertainment. It's entertainment. Entertain the people. Have fun, because that's what the people want. Have fun.
I'll tell you what, you entertained. They had fun. You had fun. It was great seeing you, and thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, everybody.